And not even 5 seconds since ending the part 1 recording, we're now back with the recording for part 2 of the Treasure's second full album, Reboot, our reaction plus review. Once again, I hate this, it's annoying. Just let me, you know, I will never understand it. Whenever I put it now all in one video or 2 videos, it's still out there at the end. So, you know, why make things so difficult and annoying for me? It's, you know, YG copyright YouTube, blah, blah, blah. But whatever, we have 4 more B-sides to check out. And the first one is The Way To, the vocal unit of Jihoon, Jungkook, and Jungwoo. And maybe this is my ballad. Again, I'm a sucker for ballads. I've been such a ballad enthusiast in the recent year, basically. So, you know, give me another one. I've loved Orange already in the past, so something like that. Or maybe even a full-out fledged piano ballad. Give it to me. I have been hurt. I have been hurt. My piano ballad, there it is. 나 없이도 잘 가는 하루가 잘하긴 한 건지 시간만 간 건지 Immediately adding this to my playlist. 애써 다 감춰 내 등 뒤에 숨어 있는 꿈 다 비웃을까봐 고개 못 들까봐 왜 나만 제자리에 있을까 힘겨운 꿈처럼 뛰고 뛰어도 멀어지는 것 같아 왜 내게 모두 등을 돌릴까 용서조차 받지도 못하나 애써 now I'm throwing in a guitar and violins? Oh. Jihoon's voice it is. Known for the entire album already. Wow, this is something very drama vibey to it. Who produced this one? This instrument is gorgeous. Love the lyrics too, been written long. Oh, it's gonna pop in a moment. Oh, it's so gonna pop. Wow, what an instrumental. 좀 cute. That was stunning. Ah, that was stunning. Ultimately though, I mean, what means ultimately though? Not like, you know, like a pure piano ballad, you know, like we added a lot of other different instrumentals at the end as well, but did it work? Who produced this? Produced by Rovin Deep. Great feature, by the way, that Spotify lets you check the credits. This was really, really nice, and like mentioned, something I really, really wanted to see. Like mentioned, I think Treasure has a very, very comfortable vocal line. Like mentioned, there are no crazy, like, I'd say like this. I think Treasure does not have a vocalist that like has such an insane standout voice like now EXO has or NCT or other boy groups, you know. But I think what makes Treasure's voice line so enjoyable to listen to is like mentioned that everybody has like a very comfortable voice to listen to, you know. Like exactly because of that. There's no big differences between the vocalist's voices. Obviously, we have Haruto who really stands out in his tone and in his flavor of the voice, but like for all the vocalists, they just all really harmonize well together, and it's such a seamless listening experience. And here in this case, Jihoon, Jungkyun, Jungwoo sounded lovely all the way through. Okay, we start so slowly with the piano, then adding the violins, adding the guitar, and really gives this such a dramatic feel. Okay, it just really had such big movie drama vibes in the final minute of it, and it worked so well. Like mentioned, was an instant addition to my Heal, Sleep and Show playlist, which is now ranking 572 songs. It's at 34 fucking hours. Yeah, we are closing under the 35 actually. I just throw in every song that's like a ballad or chill or vibe, you know, so it's insane how much stuff is in there. I'm pretty sure if I search for Treasure, we also have Hold It In, It's Okay, Orange and Slow Motion in there, so you know, a few Treasure songs made it in there as well. I can gladly give you that playlist, by the way, if you want to. I'll listen to it basically every night, and this will be a lovely addition to it. That's what I wanted, a very nice Treasure ballad. I got it, and I'm satisfied with it. That was really nice. We are now moving over to Wonderland. Ooh, that could also be a bit more vibey, at least when I look back on Dreamcatcher's Wonderland, one of my favorite Dreamcatcher B-sides. So let's see what Treasure's Wonderland sounds like. Okay, this is definitely gonna be more of a typical pop B-side, huh? Wonderland, I like how you pronounce that. I'm trapped in a wonderland called you. Ooh. Oh. Okay, interesting second section. Ooh, love the wave sounds. Oh yeah, this is actually a bit more tropical. Okay, the song does stand out compared to the previous ones. I mean, all of them are more right pop, but this actually has a bit more of a beach vibe. Yeah. And like mentioned, another solid Treasure pop B-side. Again, this is nothing new. We've heard this before, you know, but it's enjoyable. You know? Oh, we skipped the second half. But yeah, this, like mentioned, what makes it stand out compared to the rest of the similar beats that we've had on this album really is this tropical flavor. That's a nice touch. Oh, that's nice though. But the amount of pedal to the metal we have in K-pop songs, didn't we have it in Injection too? It's such a common phrase, huh? Pedal to the metal like. Loving the ad-libs in the back. Now we're throwing it back in to the end. Nice. By the way, is it just me or does this Jaehyuk render looks a lot like Seungmin of Stray Kids? And again though, it's another around 3-minute long song, even though in this case actually felt satisfying thing. This is the thing, by the way, there are many songs that are exactly 3 minutes or around that mark. where you feel like something is missing still, but there are other 3-minute songs where it actually feels like it has everything you would have wanted from the current sound idea we have, you know? Like I mentioned New Jeans earlier, where the recent album is just so short and nothing really happens in those songs. We also have Ditto, which is around 3-minute song, which in my opinion is perfect. You could have It's just everything you could ask for from that sound design. It's one of my favorite and most streamed songs of the past year, you know. So there are songs where a shorter runtime really works. Best example actually is Itsy Shoe. The thing is 2:26 or 2:16 even. Perfect and fantastic B-side. Would recommend every time. But I think this song does a good job at that as well. You know, around 3 minutes long, yet we have a nice vocal picture, like mentioned, sound instrumental design that, like mentioned, is very, very typical for them. I think this album definitely, like mentioned, really embodies the Treasure's sounds. It has a lot of songs with that in, so on first listen you may think, wow, there are many, many songs that feel very similar to one another, which is true, but I think these songs still have enough innocence to them to make them different from one another. In this case, Wonderland has this very tropical, summery beach flavor to it that, in my opinion, gives it enough to not feel like a copy-paste of a other B-side, basically. So yeah, around 3 minutes long, in my opinion, works with that runtime. Enjoyable chorus, really, really nice. Oh well, section at the end as well. Another good B-side in between, okay? Like mentioned, we've had some nice little B-side highlights, a few ones that are a bit more, you know, not necessarily a spot filler, but like mentioned something you could have maybe done something a bit different instead of, but I think it works still. Like mentioned, isn't too much yet. If we do now have another one in this direction, then I may would say, okay, we did a bit too much of the same thing, but I think for now it works still fine. Wonderland, nice, another nice B-side for this album, and we have 2 songs left. Come on, we need to have at least one anthem in this though, huh? We need to have at least one hip-hop anthem in this though, huh? Maybe B.O.M.B is the one. What is it with my title predictions today? I think I read B.O.M.B, I read Stupid, I read Run, and I'm like, Power Energy, that's that opposite, right? Ooh, Jong with his album though.
Can you hear my heartbeat?
At this rate, I might even call this a summer album. Honestly. Actually, every song is something that kind of has this bright summer vibe to it. Like, even GOT, you know? GOAT was more funky. So, I think that actually kind of fits up. But how this combo works every time. Yoshi and Naruto in the second verse, it always works. Here's it too. Nice pre-chorus though. Very clean.
Can you hear my heartbeat?
Like you see, I'm moving still, right? It's a fun listen. All the songs. But I definitely would say I would probably consider their first full album, which is more of a combination of songs that we previously have seen, a bit more standouts. But this is not. This is nice. This is nice though. You know. Loving the clock sound here. That's a nice tone. Also like the idea in case of, you know, the heartbeats being the, you know, the countdown to the bomb exploding. That's also a nice metaphor. Okay, the second to last song of this album, B.O.M.B. As literally said in the song before, very similar tone and vibe in terms of style and sound and delivery, which, like mentioned, is the Treasure sound. This definitely, you know, the more you listen to, the more you go through the track list, the more you would think this is definitely more of a concept album. Or like, what means concept album? But definitely, like mentioned, they found their style, they found the sound, they found the sound that makes you go, this is Treasure. And we're really just doing it over and over. In this case, with just, you know, slight variations to each other. Okay, I definitely think we could have gone a bit more variety in terms of sound design and just genres we were going for. But again, it's a big album, you know. Obviously, I think actually, in some ways, it's actually fine though, because at least if I have a mini album that's not a concept album, you know, or that isn't strictly, like, you know, mentioned to be one, then I would probably complain if like all B-sides have a very similar vibe to another. Okay, at least I always think that for a mini album, you should definitely throw in as much variety as possible. Okay, for a mini album, I could literally take 5 songs that are completely different from another: hip hop, ballad, jazz, rock, chill, you know, whatever, you know, just 5 completely different things. For that one, actually, I think it makes sense to have more of a tone that we're going for, or at least, you know, we go through the tracks in a way where it feels nice. Like we've had albums before where the first half is really powerful and really strong, then we go a bit more chill in the middle and then wrap it out very softly at the end before we start over, you know, something like that. And I guess for this album, you can definitely say that we have a very you know, straightforward general sound design that we keep going for the majority of the songs, and that, like I mentioned, add our own variations for each of them, you know. So while I would say that songs like Bomb or Stupid or Run and everything, you know, have, like mentioned, this classic Treasure sound that may sound a bit too much of the same for many people, I think they at least still do a good enough job at making them not sound too alike. I think this is definitely more of an album in comparison to the first one that's more for the background. Okay, and that's totally fine. You know, thus far this album has simply been, what means as far we have only one song left, this album has simply been more of a album that I wouldn't necessarily now go ahead and be like, oh, I gotta pick out this song or this song or this song, you know, this is a huge, you know, individual highlight track list. No, this is more of a track list that really works as a whole, as one listen in a row, as something you can put on in the background, just to have a good thing, you know, to listen to. And that's totally fine, and I think it totally works for that as well. That means that we are now going over to the final song of the album, Lovesick. Let's check it out. Not a whistling, you know that I love whistling. Ooh, the melody already though. Oh, what a cute line. I ride my light bicycle and get lost in my thoughts and memories. That's cute. I guess you can definitely say that it's the softest release, huh? Oh, that's a cute chorus though. Like we do have, like mentioned, the high energy pop EDM sounds in there, but I think it's definitely the most calm song. Like there's no diction, there's no vault note or something, you know. I think every album up to this point had a very one extremely powerful song, but here I think every song is either chill or dubsteppy, if that's a good way to call it. The closer we're saying, still learning about this one now. Yoshi the chorus, okay. Lovesick, that's why Cure and Sickness. Okay, that took a while for me, but I guess you can say that the lyrics really work for each song. Make maybe a bit more remarkable that way. I can really look at the lyrics and be like, oh, that's why the song's called that way. That's nice. Digging the tempo here. Ooh. Oh, that's a satisfying finale for the album though. Okay. All right. So this wraps up Treasure's second full album Reboot. As I've said and as I've mentioned, this album is, I think, definitely their softest release to date in terms of just general sound direction. The majority of the songs are either more into the dubstep flavor, in the more brighter tone, or actually a bit more chill, a bit more vibe, if not even summer flavored. And I think it works for them because even the title track is not as heavy as previous ones were, like Jikchin or you know, Boy, or I Love You, you know, or especially, you know, back then, like I think many people may even have this misconception about Treasure. Like in the early days, in the early releases, all up until that first album release and all those first 10 songs, we had some fun, funky songs in there as well. But I think it was more half-half. We had half songs like that, and then like mentioned half songs that were more into this typical YG hip-hop, bad boy aesthetic, you know? But after that, I think we actually really already made it that Jikchin, powerful, heavy title track, but B-sides actually, especially Darari, you know, all more chill, all more vibey, all more bright and colorful, basically. And then we had second mini album where the title track was like that, Hello, and we then had a B-side in that direction, like Both Know. And now we have this album where we have 10 songs overall, and none of the songs really have this big bad aura to it. Not even the rap unit song, you know. Even here, the title track Bona Bona is still classic Treasure with the classic YG formula, but it really doesn't feel as gritty or mean or more, you know, bad boy like some of the previous antics were. So I think Treasure really solidified themselves with this release, or at least this release solidifies them for this instance, for this comeback. Who knows if they switch it up again down the road. But this comeback really feels more like a party, you know. Each song has more of that flavor. We had one ballad in there that really stands out actually now, you know. That ballad really stands, it's actually stand out the most in the entire album. Every other song has a bit more of a similar direction or tone, but again, I think they did a good job without making it too similar. Yes, you see it's a similar direction, it's a similar instrumental, it's similar stylization, but that's, like mentioned, just the Treasure sound itself that works for them a lot, and I think that just works for the album as a whole. Definitely 100% prefer the first album, which is like mentioned features bangs like I Love You, Boy, Orange, and stuff like that, right? I think when we compare these two albums they've now released, which I think both have 10 songs overall, you know, I think I definitely prefer the first one, you know. I can definitely tell so much already. But I think this album is still very solid, well produced, despite the similar sound design, still a variety in my opinion. We have a ballad in there that I really adore as well. The title track is good. It's a general good quality, you know. It's not as much of a variety filled sound design as the previous releases were. We definitely had more different, you know, or like more genres that really stood out to one another. Here it's really like mentioned more into in the same wavelength, but it works. Okay. I think Treasure's Reboot is still very enjoyable from start to finish. I at least had a lot of fun with it. And I'm excited to see where they're going from this. Okay, like mentioned, I think it's a very solid comeback. A very enjoyable album. Maybe we'll be getting a repackage, even though I think SM has never done that. You know, why she's never done this. If anybody does it, it's SM. I think SM is the only one that does repackaged albums of anything. Actually, I think Hype does them a bit as well. Did JYP ever do one? I don't think they did. I think it's more of an SM and Hype thing. So, you know, I think this album, the way it stands, is really, really nice. And I'm excited to see where they go from this. Will they keep this up? Will they keep this more, lighthearted, colorful vibe to them with the, still, like, this is the thing. We have this lighthearted vibe overall, but we still have energy, we still have tempo, we still have the occasional, attitude from the rap line, especially, So this is a nice mix that, like mentioned, really works for them. We will see if they will keep it like this for the next comeback, or if we maybe go a bit more into even more gritty, mean hip hop YG aesthetic. We will see. For now, like mentioned, my only second album reaction this year. Okay, we're nearly in August, and I've only reacted to 2 albums in 2023, which is crazy. But I think this was a good album to pick to finally do another one. I had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, review, plus thoughts. If you did, leave a like down below to show me you did. Your thoughts on the album down below in the comments as well. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, then leave a sub as well. It would help me a lot. I'll be checking out Itzy tomorrow. I will be live on Twitch every single day, as usual. If you didn't know that yet, check out my Twitch. We were doing a lot of gaming stuff there. We're doing a lot of game stuff there. I would love if you would say hello and step by or drive by. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful remaining weekend, an amazing start into the new week. And I hope we see you again soon with my treasure, other cable reactions, or my gaming channel down the road. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good time. Stay safe. I've been happy.